All right. So, hey everyone. I just want to start off by saying welcome back for the second Four of Us podcast hosted on the discord.gg/Lil Uzi Vert server. This week we have Lyle Leduff, who is our special guest, and
Yo.
he has been producing for Uzi for quite some time, since I believe 2016, with certain songs that most people know, like Team Rocket, Erase Your Social, Two, Come This Way, uh, and of course, other bangers as well that aren't released. First, I want to I want to start off introducing myself and our other hostmates. Firstly, I'm Jaslyn, and then we have Burden,
Hello.
and then we also have Mask.
Who is probably alive? Oh, there he
I
is.
don't
Oh,
know.
sorry.
It's
King Champ over
okay.
here.
Thank you for speaking up, gang. First off, I want to say, Lyle, thank you
Don't
for
call me that
coming.
ever again.
Anyways, thank you for coming to speak with our good friends in the server. First, I want to start by asking, how is your day going?
It's going good. I'm relaxed. I had a massage. I got some Chick-fil-A. I'm good.
What do you get from Chick-fil-A?
Today I got number one multigrain bun with cheese, some fries with half lemonade, half sweet tea.
That's a
I'd
pretty good
never
order.
I had Chick-fil-A today also.
Yeah.
You fed.
No.
Okay, on the real though. Chick-fil-A sauce or like Polynesian?
Both.
That's a good choice. They're both good.
I only use the Chick-fil-A one.
What? Polynesian is good too, though.
Exactly. They
But
don't
there's only
know.
need for one.
No. Polynesian is good, I'm telling you. You're just
Yeah.
sleeping on it.
No,
You are for sure asleep if you're not doing both.
I'm only doing one. I'm sorry.
No, gotta rotate.
No.
So, since we all know that you're a producer and you've made some pretty big hits in your career, like in new discography, like Erase Your Social and all those other songs, I
Mhm.
wanted to first start off by asking, how did you just start producing?
So, when I was about 14 or so, a friend of mine named Jason, he gave me this software. I think it came out of like a cereal box. It was called Hip Hop EJ, and it was
Mhm.
like all these pre-recorded like loops that you could put together and make a beat. And I enjoyed that like a lot. It was something simple, but I was really like enjoying it. And then maybe like a few months later, he showed me Fruity Loops, and from there, like that was it. That's when I knew like, oh, I'm really enjoying doing this. So, um, before I moved from New Orleans to Atlanta, a friend of mine, Reginald, he showed me how to format songs in Fruity Loops, because before I was just making like a loop that wasn't like it wasn't like a full song. It was just I clicked in a bunch of stuff and like that was it, because I didn't know what I was doing. There were no instructions. And once I figured out how to like format a song and make a complete beat, that was it. That's when my mind like exploded. And I was probably like 15 around that time. So 2003.
Wow. Well, when I
Yeah, I'm
was
sorry, I'm an
born,
old man. I'm an old man.
you were producing when I was born, bro.
Right. Wait, well, wait. I think I'm almost as old as Lyle. I lied.
Literal
Yeah.
dinosaur.
Yep.
Is the
Yep.
software you used before Fruity Loops, is that like Leapfrog but for producers?
Yo, like probably, probably. Or it's nah, at least with Leapfrog, it was like you could have interchangeable tapes. With this is more like I'm trying to think. You remember those old handheld video games where it was just one game on there and it was like
Yep.
black and white, no color?
Yep.
Yeah, like that is one thing. That's it.
Yes,
Nothing
you,
else.
yes, you did.
Man, that's like a throwback.
Yeah.
Dang, that is a major throwback though, 100%.
Yeah. So I've been blessed to I started taking producing serious around 19, 18, 19. Like once I turned 18 or 19, that's when I knew I wanted to do it as a career. So I just put myself on that path and here we are.
That sounds like a very good path, in my opinion, because there are people who take beats seriously, but they don't really go down that same career path. Like,
Mm-hmm.
not everyone gets noticed or like has the chance to do it. So it's glad that that was like successful for you because if not, we wouldn't have heard like most of the songs we've heard now.
Right. Yeah,
So
I think finding something I enjoyed at an early age kind of helped me because like you're in high school or whatever, and people are asking like, what do you want to do in your future? And is people who kind of know what they want to do, but as they get older, they find something else, or it just doesn't happen, or somebody who just doesn't know what they want to do at all, and maybe figure it out later or something like that. I just feel super lucky that I found something so early that I was able to stick with.
I would feel lucky also.
Oh, you broke up a little bit. Say it one more time.
Oh, I would feel lucky also because, like I said, not everybody gets to do like what they love, you know?
Right, right.
Some of us, our careers are chosen for us. Others, we have to do like a different career because it might not work out for us in the long run.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And I also I have a few friends who said they did certain things because their parents wanted them to and stuff like that. And that's something I think about. I'm glad that I was blessed to have like supportive parents who never said, no, you can't do that, or you should do this, or I want you to do that. They just kind of let me find what I wanted to do and supported me every step of the way.
Sometimes that's all we need in life is very supporting people that surrounds us. Because I myself would say that I have very supporting parents as well, but
Mm-hmm.
like not everyone is fortunate to have parents that's like as supporting as mine. So
Mm-hmm.
like I'm kind of glad I've got to experience my own opportunities and
Yeah,
stuff like that. And I do like the direction that I'm going down right now due to having like supporting family. So that's always like a good thing as
that
well.
that's good. That is very good. And it's always sometimes it doesn't even have to be, you know, having that supportive parent, because sometimes some people don't, but as long as you've got friends and other people that support you, a different type of support system, you should still be able to prosper out here.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I want to move on to the next question and ask you.
Let's
So when you were coming up, like learning how to make beats and stuff like that, did you ever have a dream placement of an artist you wanted to work for in the future?
yeah, I still have them because I still haven't accomplished these things, but um I think, as a kid, my dream placement, and still to this day, is still Jay-Z.
Honestly,
Mm,
that's not a bad
wow,
placement.
Yeah,
it's not.
even even if something happens where like he does the song, it doesn't come out or what have you, like it won't matter. Like as long as I know that something happened, like that's usually enough. Because I swear I'd have a whole different career if all these songs that I've been told that I have would have come out. Like, you know,
Yeah, bro.
yeah.
But since you're bringing up Jay Z and stuff, like are you like a big Kanye fan as well? Because that's like Jay-Z's brother and stuff.
Of course, man. Of course, I'm a Kanye fan.
Oh, so what would be like your favorite album from him?
Okay, so doing Kanye's albums for I never have a solid one because one is very interchangeable with me for him. It's a mood thing. But to me, his number one album is a tie between Late Registration and Yeezus.
Oh
That's
man.
not a bad choice at all.
Yeah,
Honestly,
I
I'd
thought you were
agree
gonna
well.
say 808s a Heartbreak. I love
yeah,
that album. That's my favorite though.
yeah. Which
So,
one?
808s a Heartbreak.
808 Hard.
Oh,
Now see,
it's crazy.
so being around for that time where music was shifting in that way, I remember like I didn't want to hear Kanye like that. It's still kind of one of my least favorite Kanye albums, but I do like that album.
Yeah,
I do
yeah,
like that album. But I think an album like that had to happen in order for us to get where we are musically today. If that album didn't happen, like, who knows what we would be on this Discord talking about right now. You know what I'm saying? Because that
yeah,
album gave from T-Pain to 808s and Heartbreaks with Kanye. If that situation didn't happen at all, like music wouldn't be what it is today. By giving rappers like a way to get out their voice in a different way. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. It's like a whole new style, to be honest. Like,
Yep.
it really would have been a lot more different. So,
Yep.
like, another question I had, like, what do you think about like Donda? The next album that's gonna be dropping supposedly in 2 weeks if he stops capping.
Yeah. Hey, would being a Kanye fan be any fun if the album actually just came out on time? Of course not.
Yeah,
So
exactly. It's the
from
same thing. All of his albums, they either come out a little early or a little late.
yeah.
A little
Um
late? I mean, the Life
right.
of Pablo came 2 years after Promise. I don't know if that's a
from,
little
from
late.
from what
Hey,
I've
hey,
heard
at least
though,
we got it.
from what I've heard, everything sounds good. He's got a lot of records though that don't have drums on it, which is very like opposite Kanye. But I think being able to sit with this project whenever it drops and listen to it'll definitely give me a more like solid opinion. I'm just glad that him and Jay are like back.
Yeah. Hopefully, we'll get Watch the Throne too, because that would be great. Like
It
we
really
we
would.
really need that.
It
So
really, it
yeah,
really would be great. And I think with the way rap is moving right now, something like that would, be a positive. Because a lot of these other artists have been putting out collab tapes in the past few years, and shit, why not?
yeah, I agree. So do you take any inspiration from like Kanye and whatever, like his style, like for producing wise
Of
at least?
course, like so. Before I was making beats like like the beginnings of Uzi, which is like post Chief Keef, Young Chop drill, Chicago drill beats, like you know what I'm saying, like that. I was
Yeah,
making like hip hop, like for real, like that's what me, uh, getting me linking with Cannon was. I needed to find somebody who was on the next level of what I was trying to accomplish, who made beats like I felt like I made. And that's what Cannon was doing. Cannon was a producer that, even though Cannon was from the East Coast, he's from Philly, he got a name in the South by making beats that kind of catered to that sound. He was a East Coast producer, but knew how to use bass like was prominent in the South. So around the time we found Uzi, I was already trying to figure out, like how to make like trap beats and things like that. And Uzi is really how I ended up getting pushed to make a different kind of beat. And I think the reason why somebody like me and especially Cannon was able to be really good at producing these type of producing these type of songs is the fact that we came from hip hop, so those elements are still in the beats that we make it, even though they don't be hip hop beats. And I think that's what separates us and some of the other producers that we work with versus like a lot of other producers, because these trap producers really only be knowing how to make one kind of beat, whereas me, Ken, and a couple of other guys, we're more versatile. We can make like everything.
Yeah, man. It's really important nowadays, to make sure that you have like more than one style. A lot of the greater producers definitely do have a different side to them,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It makes you not be disposable, like if it's really like three main trap producers, that means they're interchangeable. Like if I can't get this beat from this guy, I got two other people who can make something similar and I could just get that same thing. Whereas if you come into somebody who's got like a specific sound, or they could do something and some other shit and your shit and somebody else shit, like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's an experience, and that's what makes that music have life and live longer than something that's just like a flash in the pan.
Mhm.
Yep.
So, like, following up on that, do you think, like, the current, like, game where do you think there are, like, a lot of producers that oversaturate the game right now?
Mm, oversaturation sometimes isn't a producer's choice. I will say, like, being asked to produce a song is, like, this is my job, this is my income, this is how I eat. Now, if you're doing it in the sense of, you're taking care of your family and it's just like, I'm the popular thing right now, as long as you ain't making no whack music, it should be okay. Because remember, at one time, probably when y'all were kids, the Neptunes were like on over 40% of the Billboard charts. They were doing every song, but they were just that good. So I don't feel like it's a oversaturation issue unless the music is just whack.
Hmm. Yeah, definitely, because the Neptune with that Pharaoh production was insane back like a
Yep.
decade
He did not
ago.
miss.
Yep. Pharrell is one of my favorites.
Like, what do you
I feel
think
like
of the recent, like, Pharrell production on album like Pop Smoke Face, where the Neptunes had production credits on?
So I listened to those. I did not like those. But, like, being a fan of somebody is also being able to admit when you don't like something. Because just because you're a fan doesn't mean you're gonna like every single thing they do. That's just what comes with it. You know what I'm saying? So, but I will say that the beat that P and Chad did on the Brent Faiyaz song is good. That was vintage Neptunes. I like what they did on Snow Allegra. I like the Moneybag Yo joint. They did like two on there. I like those. So I like some recent stuff for sure. And I know right now, him and Chad are like working with everybody. They're really like going in, like getting all the young people on their shit right now. So
Hmm. So, as this is like a little Uzi Vert Discord, they also like to try producing and partaking in their own little beat production. What would
right.
be your advice to them starting off as like a producer on the lowest level?
The first thing you do is you find a program or equipment that you feel like can cater to you. I would say the most popular, of course, is Fruity Loops. There's a trillion, there's infinite resources on YouTube that you can find on, how to do the most basic things in the software. Once you master the software, making the beat is after that. Like, you need to learn how to use the program first before you're actually like figuring out how to make the beat. That part is like simple. As long as you know how to, if you have rhythm, basically, you'll be able to realize, okay, I click these parts and whatever. It's about mastering the software first. You have to understand the software, because I'm pretty sure, like, if you care about music, you've most likely looked up videos of people making beats. So if you can see that, mastering the software is first. Then once you do that, that's when making beats starts.
Mm-hmm.
So, mhm.
And then do you feel like we need to have like any music background whenever producing?
No, I had none. So everybody's different. If you do, cool. If you don't, cool. Like, it's just, music is a feeling. Sometimes, you make music. If I feel like if I knew how to do certain things, it wouldn't make my music feel how it does, because every now and then you might hit a wrong note that just sounds good. But I wouldn't hit that wrong note if I was musically trained in any way. You know what I'm saying? Because I do it
Mhm.
the right way.
Yeah,
Hmm.
there's definitely a discipline to that.
Yep.
So staying on that, like, you don't use music. Do you ever like make conversation with people while you're making beats, or like is it hard to multitask?
Nah, that multitasking is a part of it. If you can't multitask, like talk and make music, like, it won't work. It wouldn't work for you, because everything right now in the past 8 to 10 years has been all collaboration,
Mhm,
with collaboration being what's in. Like,
mhm.
you have to be able to multitask, or you just will you just won't make it. So,
So would you consider multitasking like a good trait to have, like when you're a producer or trying
for,
to become one?
for sure, because you got to pay attention to everything. Like, you need to, if you're making a beat in front of people,
Hmm.
if you're in a studio situation, there's probably people in there, so you need to see how they're rocking. You still got to pay attention to what you're doing. If you're working with another producer, you got to pay attention to if they rocking with it, and what's y'all chemistry as far as going back and forth and who's doing what on the beat. Like, all these things are things you got to pay attention to. That those little things that may not seem like a lot or would help you, become better.
I get that. Like, I think multitasking is important for a lot of things. Like, people say it's not like a real thing, but like it clearly is. It works for some, doesn't work for all, but like it's really important to know how to multitask 100%.
Hmm. For sure.
I have a question about like, multitasking while you're in the studio. So like, say somebody's like not feeling your vibe right now, like while you're on the
Mhm.
stew cooking up, like, do you guys ever feel like a tension like during that moment, or like any moments like where it feels awkward if somebody's not rocking with you while you're in the studio?
Um, I haven't had one for real. I think I've been blessed enough to be in a bunch of situations where I wouldn't end up being in a situation like that. But, oh, you know what? I remember. Hold on. I remember. I worked with this
We
one girl.
holding, we holding.
Okay. Um. So I have. I did this studio um event for the publishing company that I'm signed to, and they had an artist who was a young lady from Europe somewhere, and man, it was like, we didn't really necessarily have a language barrier, but she couldn't really she couldn't really tell me what she was trying to say. She was like, I need, I want a trap sound. I want it to sound cool, new. This right. I'm like, okay. So I played her all the beats that sounded exactly like what she asked me for, good beats. She was like, no, I'm not feeling those. And everybody's looking at her like, these are great beats, but
Wow, what the hell, man?
what are you asking for then, if he just played literally what you asked for? So she's trying to explain, and I just kind of was like, okay, I'll be right back. And I just picked my stuff up and just didn't go back to the room. Because I just knew it wasn't gonna.
Oh man.
I went in and told the A&R who was assigned to me. I was just like, I don't think this is gonna work out because she can't explain to me what she's looking for, and also I could just tell that she wasn't. I think this just comes with experience, but like if you do something well enough to know that I'm really good at this, and you're partnering with me with someone who isn't as good as I am or on my level, if it's not going to work, I'm going to just have to state that, so I don't waste her time and she don't waste my time. And that's just what ended up happening. So that's probably the most uncomfortable I've been, where it's just like, damn, I just played everything that you just asked for, like legit. And everybody looking at you like you messing up. So I'm going to just remove myself so it don't even get any weirder.
Yeah. So like, I know you use Fruity Loop, it's a great software.
I
So
did in the past, yes. But
oh,
I
you
use
did in the past.
yes, that's what I started with. I started with Fruity Loops. I use Ableton now.
Okay, Ableton. So
Yep.
let's see. I mean, what is your opinion about like, 2 albums in one deluxe trends? Like, how like Uzi did with Eternal Take and the deluxe?
Yep.
Like, how do you feel about that?
I feel like the deluxe album, what Uzi did, people were putting out deluxe albums back in the day, but remember, they were only doing like, here go like 4 more songs, and that was it. Him doing a deluxe album that was literally a whole nother album was a first to me, was ridiculous. I was like, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah.
But but at the same time, I think it shifted things, because remember, like right after he did it, like who else did it?
Everybody started doing
Turbo
it.
did it. Yeah, like a lot of people ended up doing that. So of course, innovation right there. I think that I think he should have, the songs that he put on there, he should have just did it earlier, But that came with sometimes it'd be self-doubt, or it'd be like, I do have other records that are stronger, I'm not ready to put that out yet, and so on and so forth. But I think what he ended up feeling like was, okay, I put out my second album and I feel like it's not enough. And that's why he ended up putting that second part out, and wanted to make it feel like a part 2 to the part 2. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Something else. It's something else.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's something else. It was like, you know what? They've been asking me for long enough. I'm not doing nothing else.
I know
Let's
I
just do
know
this.
you've been getting harassed for Myron for years.
Oh my God. For
Don't even get me started. We have people coming in the chat every day. I remember before it dropped, like before he even announced all this stuff, everybody was like, "Oh, dude, this Myron snippet is crazy. He better drop." It." And then people be on his Twitter and be like, "Oh, I'm gonna tweet at him. He better drop this." And at least he ended up dropping it, man. Like
yeah,
we're grateful. We're blessed.
yes.
Since it's moving forward, you know what I'm saying? I think it's time to ask, like, how did you start working with Uzi?
So when Cannon was still DJing, we were in Philly, and he was going to DJ an event in Atlantic City. So we were in an Uber leaving Philly, going to Atlantic. Okay.
That was mad awkward.
What
What
the
was
fuck?
that? Okay.
Right. Hold on.
Oh my god.
Okay. All
Hold
good.
on.
So we were in an Uber from Philly going to Atlantic City, and we were listening to the radio, and Diamond Cuts was DJing, and she was playing the song on the radio. And she kept yelling, "He's from Philly. He's from Philly." And it was Uzi's first record, the song called Uzi. Y'all remember that? I know y'all some real fans, so y'all gotta remember Uzi.
Yeah, we
Yeah, I remember
remember that
seeing that.
probably.
Yes, produced by Charlie Heat. So we had never heard
Mm.
anything like that ever. And the fact that she just kept saying he's from Philly, we was like, I've never heard anybody from Philly rap like this. So myself and Cannon's cousin, Keith Boyd, Keith produced Go Yard Bag with me and a couple other songs and stuff like that. We told Cannon, like, yo, you got to find this kid, call Diamond Cuts. So he texted her while she was on the radio. They set that up. And maybe like a month later, Cannon went to Philly to go meet with Uzi. And, they had a discussion. And maybe like 2 months later or whatever, Uzi was down here in Atlanta. And that's how I met him.
Yeah, man. So see, everything happened for a reason, man. It's
Yeah.
great.
Yep.
It's great.
Everything happens for a reason. You were there at the right place at the right time.
At the
Look
right time. So, any other stories y'all have heard about, oh, I helped find Uzi? None of that shit is real. If it ain't me, Cannon, or Keith, outside of Diamond Cuts, don't believe
Yeah. Rightfully so.
Yes.
So following up on you and Cannon, how long did you guys spend on the hi-hats for Erase Your Social?
Not long. Honestly, most of that beat was like done already. I just came in at the end and added some stuff.
So was it mainly done by Cannon?
Yes.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I did the 808s, and I think I changed some kicks around and like formatted a little bit. But even the format got changed once Uzi recorded on it, which is something he always does. Like I haven't even been making the beats as long anymore, because for the most part, the artist ends up hearing the song in their head completely different to how I format the song for them in my head. So all I do now is like when I make the beat, I just give them enough different parts to have so their engineer can like move stuff around for how they want to, how they want the song to be built, basically.
Wow, that sounds very complicated, honestly.
Nah, super simple. Super simple.
Really?
Yeah, it's like it's a copy and paste thing. Here's here's what, 50 seconds of a beat. Cut these parts in the way you want them to be laid out for your song. That's it. So it's like this part may have no bass, this part may have no kicks, and this part is going to have every sound. So the part that has every sound, of course, is going to be the hook. The pieces that have the lightest parts will be like the verse or like a bridge.
That sounds very cool. I kind of want to learn more about beats, so I'm probably going to look that up and see like how it's done. I'm sure like there's like people out there who show like online what that process is like. So
Yes.
I'm definitely going to look into that.
Yes. Look it up. Look it up for sure.
I definitely will. Now I want to ask, does Erase Your Social have a sample?
Yeah, that was from hold on. My computer's right here. I gotta remember. I know it's on here. It's from Looper Man, a website you could go on, get a free loop.
Oh, that's the best. That's the best site, bro.
Yep. Yeah, so that's where we got that from. Hold on. Let's see. What is it named? I don't think it's called Erase Your Social in here. I forgot what it's called. Let's see.
I
Is
think
it
somebody
called
brung it up.
Pocket Love?
Yeah.
What's it called?
Is it called Pocket Love?
Let's see. Pocket. Oh, Might be it.
Oh man, they know
Yeah,
too
that's
much.
it.
They know too much.
Hold on, let me switch it to my speakers. I don't know if y'all can hear that. Let's see. Yeah.
That's definitely it.
Yep, that's it.
A great sample. I think that's
That
like
is a great example. That was my favorite song on the project.
Really?
Yes.
I feel
Yeah.
I feel bad about how the song came to be. We had an intern who like recorded Uzi in the studio. He got like a little too excited, and Uzi was like, "What the hell are you doing? Get the fuck out of here!" And like made him delete the video and shit. Yeah, and like, yeah, I always felt bad for that kid, but yeah, they got rid of him and everything because of that. And then he ended up making that song.
That's so messed up, bro.
It is. So I don't know if he's on here, but the one kid who used to intern for us that kind of looked like Vic Mensa, sorry, bro.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
this
Was
guy's
that the
comedy.
one guy that was like leaking the music?
No. It wasn't.
Okay.
That was way later. That was so much later. Oh, now I'm trying to think. I wonder whatever happened to this kid. Like, but yeah,
Damn.
that's what happened. Like the that night, he just wasn't having it. He was like, "Nah, what the fuck is you doing?" He was mad as shit. So he told him get out, made him delete the video, and we never seen the kid ever again. They let him go as an intern.
dang,
Wow.
people just packed him out.
Yo,
Yep.
free him for real.
Bro, if that never happened, we probably would have never got that song,
I
honestly.
know he ended up helping
Everything
Uzi make
happened
this
for a reason.
incredible song off some foolishness. That was funny. Good times though.
Mhm. So
I'm glad.
you go ahead.
My bad. Oh, I was gonna say, I'm just glad you have all these good memories like to hang on to.
Oh, if I can remember them, yeah.
Honestly, I'd be
Yep.
having the same problem as well. I know I do all these fun things, and then I just forget them half the time.
Burden pushing 6 years old.
And I got like Alzheimer's at this point. So
Yeah, it feels like it, man.
mhm.
It feels like it over here.
So when Come This Way was like teased by Uzi and it was like played at some of his concerts live, was there
Yep.
anything like mentioned that it was gonna be on the deluxe or even as like a single dropped?
Yeah, it was supposed to come out 2 other times. It was supposed to be on the deluxe of Lover's Rage 2, but he didn't want it on there, I think, is what I was told. And then they were gonna do a Generation Now compilation and put it on there, and they ended up not doing that. They didn't do that project at all. So
I see. Because like it baffles me how he didn't want it on that project and then puts a song like Skr Skr on the deluxe.
It's so funny to me that nobody likes Skirt, and I always thought that he did something that nobody who was out at that time could do flow wise. Like nobody else could rap like how he did on that beat at that time. Because now the way people are rapping, where it's kind of offbeat a little bit, that was kind of the first time I was seeing that. Because I remember he had that, and it was something else that he had where he had started like rapping a little ahead of the beat, and we would be in the studio like, "Yo, what the fuck are you doing? You're not on the beat." And he'd be like, "Nah, this about to be the new shit." And then it became the shit where like nobody's rapping on beat.
Honestly, you're not wrong about that. Half the underground do not be on beat.
Bro, it's funny because coming from an era of people being on beat, and that is the thing, is like, okay, now how is the thing like now we're not on the beat, or I'm just doing whatever and the beat's doing whatever, and I'll just get on beat when I feel like it, but that just comes with change. Everything changes and evolves. Sometimes not for the better, but it is what it is.
Mhm.
So I got a big question, man.
Okay.
How do you feel about like hyperpop? Because I know you always on the new wave. You know what I'm saying? You already know about this. Like hyperpop is a big thing right now. I
Yeah.
just want to see like what your opinion is on like how long it's gonna last for.
I think it's too trendy to last for a long time because it's very like it's not a technique or anything. It's just a sound, and that sound
Yeah.
won't last for a long, long time. But
Yeah.
as you can see, everybody who's doing it are the ones who need to be doing it. I haven't heard one yet where I was like, you don't need to be on these type of beats. So I think once Uzi, Cardi, Trippy are kind of done with it, like we'll be on to something else. Honestly, I feel like rap will be coming back more than like um I don't even know what they call. I don't want to call it mumble rap because they're not. You
Because they're
know,
not mumbling. Yeah, like I remember like back in like 2018 or so, 2017,
yeah,
everybody was calling Uzi and stuff like, "Oh, he's a mumble rapper. He not even saying like, come on, bro, just listen to the music, man."
yeah. Now, of course, there are times where you can't understand somebody, especially like Thug. Even when Thug
Yeah,
talks, sometimes I'll be like, "What?"
yeah,
But that's an accent thing. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
yeah.
But yeah. So, do you have like a preferred artist that you look forward to, like whenever you send beats and stuff, or like a specific person?
Uh, shit. I mean, anybody who's like anybody who's willing to take a risk. So nobody in particular. But I don't know if y'all been following any of the other artists on Gen Now or anybody that I post that I've been working with. Usually like I try to send Baby Keem beats often.
Yeah, yeah.
Baby Keem up
Um,
next. I
yeah.
love Die for My Bitch. It was so good.
I was glad to be a part of his well, I can't say his first project because he had a project out before I met him. He had like it was called Hearts and something. And then so I was on the project after that and Die for My Bitch. And it was just cool like because this is post Uzi and I hadn't had like anything new or like a breath of fresh air type situation, and being able to work with him and him like I seen him go from he was a kid, he was in high school, bro. He called me from his house in Vegas, like, yeah, bro, because I gotta go to school tomorrow and blah blah blah. Like, but he's playing me, he's playing me shit with him and Kendrick and all that, and now he's like one of the most popping artists out right now, and now he's on the song with Kanye. So
Mhm.
yeah,
that
like
that
that.
feature is so good,
Yeah,
man.
that's crazy. Him,
That Baby King feature is great.
Oh
yeah.
yeah. Did you end up since you are from Atlanta, right? Or like you're in Atlanta, or aren't you?
I'm in Atlanta. Yeah, originally from New Orleans, but I live in Atlanta.
Yeah. So did you end up showing up to like the little listening party for Donda?
Nah, 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 nah. That I wasn't going to the COVID fest.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Oh, that it was packed over there, man.
It was packed, bro.
So seeing as you've been with like Uzi and stuff since like the start of his career, did you like expect him to be where he is now, like seeing as how big he is?
Um, when I met him, he he would talk about all these things that he wanted to accomplish. I want to do this. I want to do that. I want to be here. I want to go there. And I'm not going to say I ever doubted him, but hearing these things and hearing like how lofty they were and hearing how big, it would be like, bro, we're in here right now and we have nothing. He came to us with one, when did he finally get here? After he did the Real Uzi. After he did the Real Uzi, those were really the only songs he had. So I was like, damn, we got to really start from the complete bottom, nothing. I was like, damn, to get to where he wants, it's going to take some work, but I'm willing to help him get where he wants. One of the first things I seen Uzi do when I was in the studio with him, Dej Loaf had just came out. And I think we was looking at something. We was looking at a video with her or some shit, and he was like, yeah, I'm fucking with her. Matter of fact, man, I'm about to make a song about her. And he did. He made a song about her like 5 minutes after saying that. And that's something that kind of started him moving. That's what really popped him off for real. Like once he did that Dej Loaf song, people started paying attention. Like, oh shit, he on some shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he just saw Dej Loaf and was like, "All right, bro, I'm gonna start trying now."
Yeah, because I seen him say like, okay, I'm gonna do this. And then he went there and did that and knocked it out. I
That's
was
the
like,
Uzi
okay.
magic, man.
Yeah, I was like, okay. It took me to see it. Like I could hear the vision, but it's different from when you actually see the work. Cause he always had this plan for like what he wanted to do. And he's just always been an innovator. To be honest, every rapper before Uzi, they would be married or have a girl, but they wouldn't talk about that in their music. Uzi was one of the first people that he said he wanted to make having a girlfriend cool, and he did that. And now all these rappers making their girlfriend pop.
Yeah. So like, off of Lil Uzi Vert versus Lil 2,
Yep.
like Come This Way, the song you produced. So did you ever think that would like come out though? Like that song?
No, I didn't. After it was supposed to come out twice, I just had given up.
I'm not surprised. Like, is there any like is there anything like behind that song that gives it like any meaning to it though?
Not really. It was just one of those nights. I can't, it was so long ago. I really can't remember everything, but anytime he would record on any of my beats, I'd feel like this big I'd have this big feeling of relief because even though Uzi is the homie and shit like that, he would always give me shit about my beats. You're fucking whack, bro. Like he would say that shit all the time. He still does it. And like, it's a combination of him probably, just fucking with me, but at the same time being like trying to push me as well. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes it would be difficult to differentiate the two. Like, are you just fucking with me or are you being for real? Like, you know what I'm saying? So anytime he does something on anything, it's just like, finally, okay. Like, let me just relax. And, one of those times it was like, I think that particular time is just, he just liked that shit and did it, And during that time, like, I was still working at the Nike store in Lenox. And when I was off or had time, I would come to the studio and try to get work done and shit like that. I want to say, I feel like I started that beat at work. Like I made that beat in the break room at Nike, and then I brought it to the studio, something like that.
Dang, man.
Yeah, that's how I was going. I would do all my 15-minute breaks or my hour lunch. I would go get my food or sit down, get my computer, and just start making beats because I knew that I needed to make shit to get me out of having a job so I could focus on music full time.
Yeah, man, you got to be a hard worker to really succeed, though.
Yep.
Real talk.
Yep.
Hard work does pay off. So, that being said, I want to ask, because I'm sure a lot of people in here are very curious, what is your favorite unreleased Uzi song that you've produced?
Oh man. Probably yeah. Just because the joint 4G tires or whatever. I think because he he did a lot and I was able to see everything he wanted to do to it. At the time he was dating Britney. Britney's in the beginning of that song talking in French or some shit. And I mean, of course, now I don't see that song coming out, but I don't know. Um it's only been a few times where I've really seen him like stand up, go to the computer and be like, "Yo, I need this, and this," and just move that around. Like he does that, but it's about his intensity, and he was like very particular that day on that song. Like, do this, do that, and then Brittany go in there and say some cool shit in the beginning. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like he wouldn't do that all the time, but for him to do that particular time meant he like felt something in that song. So
I completely get it because like he probably felt like he can see where the song was going. Sad that we probably won't get to hear it, but you never know, like because he has been trying to appeal to like his older fans who have been asking for like these snippets like crazy. Like
yeah,
anytime he makes a tweet, it's Uzi drop this, Uzi drop that, Uzi drop this. Like he
That's what I
can't
was saying
catch a
earlier.
break. Like
yep,
he literally can't catch a break whatsoever. So you never know like what is in the future, because honestly a lot of us probably never thought we would hear like Lotus, Come This
yeah,
Way, um Trap This Way, like all those songs. I never thought I would hear those songs
right,
these at all.
right. I just think he felt like he was in a good enough space to say, you know what, let me do this, make everybody happy for a second. Let me do that, give myself a little time to figure out what's next. And I think that was a good move because he had some new songs on there, and then he just had like those nuggets of the ones that y'all were begging for. So
Now, I will say I'm glad those songs came out, but I think they should have came out earlier. Like
me too.
because now like he wants to drop new music so badly, and I do like that he does want to drop new music, and
Mhm.
a lot of us want to hear the new music, but there are just fans who just like, we got all those songs already, but they just keep asking and asking and asking for more music, like
Yeah,
older music, and it just sucks because like he could really just drop like another EP while we're waiting for his upcoming album with new music. But like because there are fans that are just begging for older music, it just kind of sucks that we won't really get to hear a lot of it till later on.
it's a it's probably a combination of y'all's opinion and then his internalized opinion of himself. You know what I'm saying? Like, first of all, he used to record a song, and like if it was fire to him, he would play it like every day, all day after we left the studio. Then he would get tired of it and not want to listen to it no more or put it out because he's tired of it. And we used to have to tell him, like, bro, nobody else has heard it. That's not even fair. Like, it's fire. Like, let's figure it out. But he's his own artist, and that's what ends up happening. So in the time of him trying to figure out what's next, think about how XO Tour Life came to be, where he put out the 3 songs, and that one just ended up taking off, and he was like, "Oh shit, this is the one," because he's always hated that song. He probably still don't like it, but
Why?
that's huh?
Why?
Because let's
It's
see, as
Uzi.
a creative, when you make something and to you this is not the one, it's always frustrating. Like, it's like, this not the one I spent the time on. This is not the one I put everything into. This is not the one I poured my heart and soul and really did my best or tried my hardest. It's always like that. Usually, like if I play a beat for an artist that I specifically made for them, they never pick it. They never pick the one I did all the extra shit and really worked on. They want the shit that I did in like 2 seconds. And they're like, yeah, that's the one. That's the greatest shit I ever heard. And I'll be like, I didn't even make this beat just now. It was a mistake. I hit 2 buttons and now it's a beat. But that's just how it is. Like, so if I feel like if he did something like that right now, just put out like 3 songs, maybe, that would appease everybody and will also give him a little time to get y'all off his back and maybe figure out what he wants to do for real, you know? But what's my favorite snack while making beats? Oh my god.
Is it Little Bite?
Don't tell me that.
Oh
Hey,
my
Lil
god.
Buzz go crazy.
Let me see. I'm trying to think. What is my favorite snack? Chips, man. I love chips. Wendy's
What kind?
Can't go wrong with it.
Those are gross.
I mean,
What kind of chips? Let's see. Spicy nacho Doritos. Those are my favorite chips.
I was just about to say, those are so good. The purple ones, yeah. Those
Yeah.
are
No,
great.
no, no.
Wait,
That is the
you're not
worst
talking about the
flavor.
purple one?
The
What's wrong with
purple
you?
bag is the worst flavor. They taste
What?
like
What?
You're
yes.
joking.
They taste
Oh
like
my
soy
god.
sauce,
Get
bro.
this man
And I like
out of
soy
here.
sauce. I hate the purple bag. No, the dark red
Oh my
bag.
god.
Dark
That's a
red is the
mess.
best one.
No,
Oh
purple
my
bag.
No, the
No,
purple bag's the best.
oh
no
my god.
way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
purple is the best. What
No,
are you talking about?
blue is the
No,
best.
nah. They taste like smoked soy sauce.
What?
Yes,
Alright, bro.
I've never heard nothing like this before, Brett.
yes. Dark red. What? He said, yo, the bro said cancel this episode.
Nah, for real though,
Oh, man.
blue's on top. We all know
Yeah.
that.
Said no, but
Blue and
never.
purple. Blue and purple. I don't care what nobody got to say. Blue and purple is on top, bro. This is the best flavor. Yeah. So
Man.
I got a personal request from Nexify to ask this question.
Okay.
So apparently, well, not apparently, I already knew this, but you know, like the snippet gas him, right?
Oh Lord, let me look it up.
Here,
You
gas
could
him,
play it
Let me
gas
on
him,
the rhythm
gas him.
bot.
Like that one. Here, matter
Here,
of
I
fact,
can play it on the
You-
rhythm bot. Let me
okay,
get it
go
up.
ahead.
here, I'm
Let me.
gonna let you
Okay,
play
you
that.
have DJ.
Yeah, let me go get it real quick.
All right.
I've never had the blue Doritos. I'm not gonna lie.
What? Bro, you're out of
What?
pocket, yo.
I've only had the purple ones. I only like the purple ones.
Oh yeah, this is snippet.
Okay.
All right,
So
so yeah,
who that? That's Bobby and Plug did that?
yep.
Okay.
You already know,
Yep.
Bobby and Fuck. So apparently, I'm pretty sure that beat was used for a different artist. But like, the question was, is it possible that Gas Him could drop, or is that completely gone since the drop if like with the new artist on the beat? If that makes sense.
Well, I haven't heard any talks about that song recently from him or Cannon or anybody, so I really can't say. Like it just hasn't come up. What artist did y'all hear it on?
It's some unknown dude.
It's
Matter of
some
fact,
unknown dude.
I gotta
It's good.
Shazam it. I gotta
Okay.
Shazam the beat for real.
The song's not good.
Yeah, this song
Man.
is garbage. I'm gonna be real with you. Like, no disrespect to him though, but he kind of stole like a great song. Like, not to be mean though.
But in the sense of, being a producer who makes beats, if what is the timeline on that song? How long ago did
Mm.
Uzi do that song?
I believe. Damn,
That
that's
song
an
is
old
like
ass song.
2016.
So think about it. It's 2016. The year is 2021. If Brad never putting out the song, why I can't sell the beat?
True.
You know?
Alright, so the
So
song's called "That's My Dog."
let's see.
Let's see when this drops. I don't know who named the
Who's you
song
don't know
that.
who the artist? Who's the artist?
Its name is Trouble.
Trouble. Oh, I know Trouble from the
I'm
year.
gonna be real with you. I never heard of him before.
Really?
I don't
He
know.
got
I ain't
he
never
got a
heard of him.
song with he got a song with Drake. You don't remember?
Oh, that's him?
Yes.
Wait, what song we
Oh,
talking
wow.
about?
What's the song he got with Drake?
I know the song, but I don't remember the name.
Mike Will did the beat featuring Drake. Let's see. Bring It Back. They had a video for it and everything.
Oh, I know what you talk. I know that.
Hold on. This the damn video. Get to the song. Yeah.
I'ma get some chocho. One thing about me. Yeah, got some all that old shit. Miss me with that. Yeah, I could put you front line, just bring it back, bring it back.
You don't remember that?
I do remember that, bro. Oh my god.
Yeah, that's Trouble.
I did not. Oh my god, I did not
Yeah.
remember that, bro. Oh my god.
Let me hear this. I never heard this, so let's hear it.
Mask.
What's up?
Apparently, Trouble is also on Thief in the Night with Doug.
Yeah, that's Trouble song, Thief in the Night.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That was
All
a
that and he's
Brain
still like,
just
wow.
imploded.
And then this song came out in 2017 to say.
That's like maybe a year later.
Year later? Yeah, if he ain't put it out, if he ain't give the bread to say, yo, hold that for me, or like just because he did a song on it, don't mean it's rightfully his. If I made the beat, it's my beat still. You know what I'm saying? So Plug
Yeah,
and
I agree
Bobby
with
and
that.
them they gotta eat too. You know what I'm saying? I can't just like I had already not saying that I gave the beat to come this way to anybody else, which I didn't, but I'm saying like I had already given up on that song. It's 3 years later, and now they're calling me like,
you probably would have given that beat away if it didn't drop, to be honest. Like you
nah,
may as well.
I wasn't gonna get that away.
When you
Yeah.
showed Uzi that beat, did he like show like any special interest in it? Like right away?
Usually that's how it'd just be like you play the beat for the first few seconds or something, and then he'd be like, pull that up. So I sent it to Keisha immediately, like, well, go ahead and do what you want to do.
So that brings us into our next segment. We're gonna play some snippets that you've produced, and if possible, we wanna like hear like the story behind the snippet. Is that cool?
Okay. Yep. If I can remember, I got you.
Yep, let me play the first one real quick.
All right.
Okay, so before we do that, Lax actually wants to ask a question. Lax, do you want to come up or
I'm about to take a piss, by the way. I'm gonna be right back.
Okay, there he
Yo.
is.
Okay. I had a question. During 2018, early 2019, Uzi kind of went off the grid music-wise, canceling a lot of the shows. Like I'm from Europe, and bro canceled like I think he canceled like every show out here. It didn't release anything music either.
Okay.
And on Twitter, Uzi has shared that during this time he was kind of high and confused a lot, as seen in the Nardwar interviews from the time. We will also never forget how in 2019 he went on Instagram to say he wanted to quit music, supposedly having deleted everything, which wasn't the case, of course.
Right.
And wanting to wake up in 2013. Have you ever been concerned for Uzi's health related to drugs or mental well-being dealing with fame?
I'm gonna say not on the drug part because he wouldn't be like he wouldn't be in a he would never be in a state where I'd have to worry about him in front of me, if that makes sense. Like I've never seen him to the point where I needed to be like, yo, you need to chill out. He's never been at a point like that in front of me. Mental, yes, because shit just takes a toll on you. I think I don't know if I'm not gonna say that everything kind of happened too fast for him, but a lot of shit did happen fast. And also, these are the things that he asked for. You know what I'm saying? I want to be able to do the biggest shows. I want to be the biggest artist, and all the things that he said before in the past, like started to come true. And I think he just didn't realize like how serious it was going to be. It would be times where he would feel, it looked like he would be feeling more lazy versus like mentally tired, I guess, for shows and things like that. He used to be like, I don't want to go to the fucking show. And we'd be like, why? I just don't want to do it. And for no reason, but knowing that like he needed to do that show to like, that's a check that for him to collect. And all he has to do is go out there and perform some songs that he loved making and loved seeing his fans and stuff like that. We used to be like, all right, well, you ain't gotta go. And then be like, yo, I'm about to go to the mall. Come with me. He'd be like, yo, I'm about to come. And he'll get in the car and we'll take his ass to the airport. He'd be at the show. He ain't gonna know mall. Other than that though, like for real, I think just with his mental, I think it's a pressure thing. But the pressure isn't coming from us. The pressure is coming from not letting you guys down. And then the other pressure is on himself. Like he don't want to let himself down either, and also feel like he's letting us down at the same time. So that's a mental strain on him and stuff like that. But for the most part, Uzi, he gonna smoke his weed. He smoke his weed is good. Cause if he don't smoke his weed, he get like he be ready to fight all the damn time. He get around.
Yeah, that's what Cardi said once.
Yes, he's like that. If he don't smoke, he aggressive with the homie. He be on it. So we make sure he smoke.
Okay, that's all I had to ask. Thank you.
Yep.
Alright, so let me load up the snippet once again.
All right.
Honestly, this was like the best snippet he showed when this was previewed, honestly.
Really?
Low-key fast.
Yes. Like this was like one of the best, because like thing with Uzi, I love Uzi like to death. Like he's like one of my favorite artists, but like I feel like he just shows too many snippets, and like his really good snippets get like outwashed like so much by other snippets. Like he'll show a snippet for like one song, we get hyped for a little bit, then like other snippets come out. Like I think it's just too many, and then like at that point it's like, oh, we don't know what's going to be on the album, like snippet wise that he's shown us, like because there's so many good snippets, but like they all can't go on the album. And
I just think I think first and foremost, I really feel like he might have invented the snippet. No other artist used to just be posting themselves playing their music like how he used to do. That was never a thing before him. So imagine like, when I was a kid, our rappers, you just had to wait for the shit to come out, like there was no snippet, I'm gonna play a little bit of this for you, or like it just was never like that. Everybody was super secretive. So I will say, as far as snippets are concerned, like y'all are super lucky being able to like have these direct connection with these artists that y'all look up to. And I think when you get a snippet from him, that's how you know he's in a good headspace or a positive kind of mood or something like that. When he posts things like that, that's how you know he's feeling good about himself. But like you said, sometimes it ends up being so many things you don't know where the project's gonna go, which is fine. That's the fun in figuring out like when your favorite artist is gonna drop something, So it's like, here go a little bit of this, but I got some of this other shit too. And now nobody knows what's going on and whatever could come out, but this is what I'm on, this is where I'm at, So
exactly. It's always nice to see like what direction he's going in. Cause like honestly, Uzi is like very creative. He's very different from a lot of artists. Like he can really do it all, like with his voice. So like it's really cool to just see like what he's experimenting with, like when we don't hear these things often?
Yeah, I think so I originally I had made that beat on an Instagram live. Like I just was on Instagram live one day and just made the beat, and maybe like two or 3 weeks, maybe like 2 weeks later or something, like he DM'd me out of nowhere. I hadn't talked to him in like a year and some yeah, like it had been a minute. Well, hold on. When did that? It was after he had already called me for Come This Way. Like he called me for Come This Way, was that 2020? Right? So that was beginning of the year. I hadn't talked to him for months. That's what happened. Yeah, he just kind of disappeared again. And then I made that beat on live. And then maybe like 2 weeks later, he DM'd me and was like, "Yo, what's your number? I need the old shit." And I was like, "All right." So I sent him like 40 beats, something like that. And it was that when he used two. He used two that night that I sent him, and he posted both of them on Instagram. He posted that one and like another one.
Honestly, it's like one of my favorite snippets. I think like out of all like the mass snippets he showed on that one live, like
Yeah,
this one has to be like one of my favorites. It's just so catchy.
yeah. I think
That
for
rap.
him to have he finished the song too. So when I heard it in its entirety, I was like, "Oh, okay, you're taking this one serious." Like, because usually I have like it's so many in the past that I just can't even remember that didn't even make it out to be a snippet or anything. Where it's like he'll kind of get like a verse and a hook down and then won't get a second verse, or just like, kind of halfway do something and it just not turn to anything. He's really in the zone if he finishes the song like immediately. And that song sounded like he finished it that night.
That's crazy to hear.
Mm-hmm.
So let me play another snippet that was a lot popularized as well from that has like your production credits. Give me 1 second.
All right. Oh, I did not produce this.
You did?
No, I did not.
Okay. Let me remove.
That's canon.
I see. That
Yes.
would make sense. Do you have any
Yeah.
story behind if you knew anything about that snippet?
Yeah. This is Uzi had moved back to Philly, and Kenan went to Philly one day to just kind of rock with him. I think this he had already been working on Dying around that time. Like he had just started with them or something like that. He went up, and Kenan went up to Philly to go see him for a second. I think Kenan said he made that beat there, and that's Uzi recorded that there.
I see. That's very interesting to hear. But I guess that's all the questions we had snippet-wise. Let's
Okay.
take a check over to our questions channel and see if you would like to answer some of those in our questions
Okay.
channel.
So we got a question from Zero, and he had asked, do you think you'll start using a producer tag in the future, and why have you not used one before?
Okay. So producer tags. Here's my thing. Producer tags are not for me because it gives the listener a preconceived opinion on what they're about to hear. When you hear Metro tag, you already hype because it's Metro. You know what I'm saying? When you hear Wheezy, just or Plug or Bobby, not saying that nothing is wrong with them for having a tag, but it's like you hear that and you just already ready to you expect to hear a certain something. Like you're already like engaged, like, man, this is about to be some shit. Me by me having no tag, it allows me to not have a specific sound, and it also allows you, the listener, to listen to the song and not care who did what. You listening for the artist to hear what they did. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
Fitting, yo.
That's true, honestly, because when we hear that Pierre tag, we just know he about to
Yo,
go.
Pierre, you want to come
Exactly.
out here?
Exactly. And then what isn't it a huge letdown to hear like your favorite producer's tag and then the song is just whack?
Yes.
Like, so you know what I'm saying? Like with me, the beat is my tag. How about that? The beat is my tag. If you like the beat, you like the song, I did my part. I ain't tripping. You know? I just think that I think it just allows me to be more versatile. Like you can never, like if you listen to all the songs that I've produced, I don't have a particular sound. Like none of those beats sound like each other. For real.
So like 2 doesn't sound like Come This Way.
No. And it doesn't sound like Holy Ghost by Jeezy, and none of those songs sound like Brand New Guy for A$AP Rocky.
Mm-hmm.
Love Rocky.
He's a good guy.
He had the crowd going lit last night. I will say that. He's a great
crazy.
performer.
I
That
didn't even
performance is
see
great.
he performed yesterday at Rolling Loud.
Yes, they
Yeah.
kept trying to kick bro off the stage. He was not
Oh
having
no,
it.
he
was
ain't
not
fucking
having
it.
He went over his time. OD, I'm pretty sure. Like he was just having the crowd turn.
That's what it's about.
Literally. So we got another question from KO16, Rip Bleed. So he's asking, how would you say your childhood affected your sounds in production?
That's where it starts. What you listen to is how you become yourself, because you end up becoming a different version of what you listen to. And one of the first things you'll end up doing after you master your beat making program is you would want to you should remake things you grew up listening to kind of give you this it's kind of just like a feeling of what works. Like if you know this particular drum pattern felt good on this song, you remaking it is kind of like an exercise. It's kind of like shooting some free throws, just putting up some shots, like training. So that's what I used to do. I would remake Dilla beats. Like I would re-chop the sample just like he did and try to get the drums the same, and then try to remake Neptune's beats and things like that, like Dr. Dre shit too. Like all those things kind of helped me practice and see placement for certain instruments and shit like that, and just get used to, seeing what it takes to build a beat or like make a hit or, things like that. It's kind of like, when you were a kid, you'll have a picture that you may not be able to draw, but if you put a sheet on top of the picture, you would just trace it and felt like you drew it. It's the same thing.
If I did make beats, I feel like that would be how I would do it. I'm sorry, Vass.
You fine. So is there any other questions anybody wants to ask, like in the little channel?
Let's see.
I'll take any like last second.
What's your relationship with Working on Dying? Do you plan to ever collaborate with them on a beat? Asked by Al Germ.
I don't have a problem collaborating with anybody. So whenever I get the call, I'm ready. I seen Brandon not too long ago, but I didn't really have a chance to collab with him like that. But he's cool. And who else? Who else have I seen? I haven't seen anybody else necessarily. But whenever anybody reaches out to me, I'm down.
On the grind.
So Vanny Rocks asks, How did Stole Your Love come to be?
To be honest, it was a beat that I made, and it was one of those like so the parts that he used of the beat for the song, he only used 2 parts, and I think I made like this. I think I had 3 parts on that beat, but the third part, it was kind of, I ain't gonna lie, it was whack. So he cut that shit off and just
Cut
looped
that
up the
shit
first
off.
2. He just he used those 2 parts and made a song. But here's the crazy thing. I didn't know he was gonna put that song out. I was at work one day. I was at Nike, and I came downstairs to my phone like on one of my breaks or something, and my phone was going crazy. It was just all these notifications from everywhere. And I seen that he put the song out, and it just blew my mind because that was like the first song that he finally put out that I did for him. I was just hype about it.
It's good, man. So would
Yeah,
you say, is
sorry.
that like your big placement, like as a beginner,
Nah,
or
because
not even beginner, but
that was my first placement with him that came out.
okay.
I had already had 2 records that were out by then. I had already done that song on Rocky's first mixtape, and I had already done the Jeezy song.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So Axeloxa, or however you say it, he asked, "What's your personal favorite beat you made for Uzi?"
My personal favorite beat? I don't know. Maybe it is damn, maybe it is the snippet
Who you
y'all just
love?
played.
Oh, never mind the snippet. Yeah.
Yeah, because Come This Way was kind of, I didn't really have to do a lot, which ain't crazy. I think the beat that I did for that for the snippet, it just kind of came at a time where I was coming off of like a creative drought. I was feeling real trash, like nothing was working. And I just got on Instagram Live one day and made that beat and was feeling really good. And then like 2 weeks later, Brad texted me, and I just was like, all right, well, fuck it, I'm gonna send you this. And then he did a song. So I think that's like one of the better beats that I did, because I just think it came from me being frustrated, for the past few weeks, like not being able to make anything, to making a really good beat, and then he just used it. So
Sevens, he asked, over the years, like you guys have seen like original versions of songs get like surfaced or leaked.
mm-hmm.
Do you think that like the original version of the song would be like better than the finished version, or
mm, that depends. It depends, because sometimes like it's hard to say, because even sometimes what worked for today may not work for tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? So like, okay, I'll use this as an example. On the song on Belly, on the first Love Is Rage, the original song had Cash Out on there. You remember Cash Out?
yeah.
Okay. Now, at that time, I used to love that version. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Cash Out's verse was fire. And what it was crazy is it ended up leaking whenever, but now it's scrubbed from the internet. I can't even find it anywhere. I cannot find the Cash Out verse on Belly anywhere. But at that time, that worked. But Cash Out is no longer. I don't think the song probably would have had its staying power, because Cash Out was the second verse. Yeah, well, whatever part where the sample says from the Belly movie, he'd be like, "I'm the original Don Dada." That's when Cash Out's part started, and it was the second verse. But Uzi ended up doing an extra verse and took bro off the song. I have no idea why, but I don't think it would have. I don't think it would have left a lasting impression like it did with that verse on there probably in the long run. But to be honest, I still like that motherfucking verse. So whatever.
Yeah, you never know, man. So
So
I think
I want to ask oh my bad. I want to
you go.
ask a question because he's going to bug us about it. So we have a staff member who wants to know, why have you not worked with Nav yet?
Of course. Yo, shout out, yeah.
Well, I haven't gotten a call. So I haven't gotten a call. Like I'm pretty much open to working with, like I said, anybody who's like willing to try something new, or like if I hear something I feel like I can help out, or somebody's like seeking my help to get to their next level or something like that. That's where I'm at with it. So, if I get the Nav call, cool.
Nah, Fred, he's the GOAT.
He's the GOAT.
Yo, a lot. Good intentions was crazy. Emergency tsunami, bro.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I think that's gonna be it for questions. So
Okay.
talked about a whole bunch of things, or like a whole bunch of stuff with you and Uzi, snippets and whatever. I think this is a great discussion to have more interaction with like Uzi fans, man. But
Yeah.
thank you for coming out here, man. We really
No
appreciate you.
problem. No problem.
Again,
I had
Lyle
to
Leduff.
love, man, because y'all show love on the daily. So I wasn't doing shit today. I said I could get on here and holler at y'all for a second. I appreciate y'all for having me.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're super thankful for you joining our podcast today.
Yeah, thank you for coming.
Hey,
Go,
no
go,
problem. Thank you for being fans. Like I appreciate y'all. Y'all I can't even tell y'all that enough. I appreciate y'all.
So with that marks our second episode of the Four of Us podcast. I thank you all for listening to the session featuring special guest Lyle Leduff, as we talked about some snippets and all about the productions behind some of Louis' biggest songs like Come This Way Too, etc. You can find the archive, we'll post it up, we'll make an announcement. The stages are hosted live on the Discord at gg/LittleUziVert Discord. We will post the archive of this episode soon, hopefully, whenever we get that settled. But other than that, Lyle, thank you for joining us today. I just can't thank you enough.
No problem, guys. Again, thanks for having me. Y'all be blessed. Eat good, live good, and listen to good music.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Peace.
Shout out to all the people that came out here. Shout out to the co-hosts, Burden and Jaslyn, and me.
Shout out the gang. Shout out Lyle for coming. Thank you guys for coming. I'm gonna end this.
I love you. Got to be good.
Bye.